Hi Stampers! Oh my goodness! I'm a little bit late. I should just say that I'm starting at 7:10 and then I'd be early. You guys, I have to always restart my computer again, even though I restarted about half an hour before the event. I have to restart it again. And I don't know what the problem is and why we have this issue, but if you are joining, please say hi. Let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, there's always like a fun tech issue that's new every month. It's a different one every month too, so that's really exciting as well. Anyways, I'm sorry. I am talking about my tech issues. I haven't even introduced myself. My name is 𝘾𝙧𝙧𝙀, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And I've been a demonstrator almost 15 years. My branding is called Stamping with Kelly, and I'm so glad that you're joining me, whether it's tonight, live. What is the date, actually? It's Tuesday. So it's February 22nd of 2022. Oh, yay! Michelle is joined. I'm so glad you can hear me. Oh, thank you, Shada. It's good to see the compliments. My goodness. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're joining me live, I'd love to see you comment along. If you're joining me for the replay, whether on Facebook or on YouTube, be sure to write in the comments where you're watching from and what you're doing while you are watching this video. Maybe you're stamping along with me, because this is my monthly card club. All you have to do to receive these projects is to place a minimum $35 order from me in the month that we are holding these. You can also reach out to me after the event and potentially get your hands on a set of club cards. But I'm sold out for this month already, and I'm sold out for last month and December. So I'm going to have to start prepping, I think, more than 48 kits. So I'm so thrilled about that there's so many of you crafting along with me. And I know that there's many of you watching the replays on YouTube, on my channel, and then also, of course, on Facebook too. So it's just so fun to be able to like sit in my basement here, my stamping studio, and connect with people from all over the world. It's incredible. So thank you for joining me. It's so good to, oh, I'm seeing the comments here. Hi, Tony. Oh, it's so good. And Michelle's finishing her supper. Yes, the long weekend was incredible, wasn't it? It felt long to me. It was a great long weekend, though. We had some like exciting things in my family that happened, some little get-togethers, and yeah, there was a lot. So I feel like yesterday when we had our Google Meet event, which is our live interaction, that I was still in like long weekend mode, but I may or may not be back to like work mode right now. Oh, it's so good to see you, Nancy. Oh yes, she has to finish her homework first. Yes, Kimberly, do your homework. You're a very responsible student. Well, I have so many things to show you tonight, so I'm going to start showing you some of the promotions and things that we've got going on. So let me just transition through my slides here, because I've got a lot to show you. Okay, first and foremost, this arrived this afternoon for me. It was a day late, but I'm so glad that it is here. Let me get it out so that I can show it to you, because boy, is this fun. Okay, so looking at my desktop now, look at this box. It's so great. It's got the polka dots, it's got the stripes, and then when you open it up, it's almost too big. It's going to hit my camera, maybe. When you open it up, it's 12 inches by 12 inches. This is a magnet board, and it's called Celebrate Today. Obviously, this came at 5 o'clock. I did not have a chance to put this together. Is it jerky for you guys? Oh, I'm just noticing that it's jerky. Oh! Throw it all out the window. Throw it all out the window. Okay, so this is called Celebrate Today. It's a magnet board kit, and there's so much customization that we can do with this. So let me show you what's inside. So of course you've got the full color instructions. I want to do a class on this. Would you guys like to do that? I think I'd like to do an online class. It comes in English and German and French. And oh my goodness, is this Dutch? Does anybody know? Can you say, is it Dutch or not? And then you've got all these great embellishments. I feel like that's Dutch. Because this is Liebe, yeah, that's love, yeah. And yeah, that's German and French, and I don't know, I think it's Dutch. These are all like cardstock weight actually, and they're stickers. So you can customize it to whatever you want. Maybe, you know, you speak German in your household or French. That's wonderful. These are awesome little die cut pieces, or I guess cut out pieces. And these are folded up like this to make like a little pouch. And all of this actually goes onto this magnet board here. So this is, I haven't unwrapped it yet, but there's the frame. And then you've got designer series paper that they give you to put into it. So you've got these like black with white polka dots. And the back side is this fun mint macaron and just jade, I think, if I were to guess. And then this is like a smoky slate. And then there's the ombre pink. So you can choose whatever fits with your decor style or with your house or your office, right? How great would this be on an easel at your desk in your office? But you can do these little pouches. This is one here as well that's double-sided. I like that they've given you lots of color options here too. And then there's these little note cards. So these you can make a little calendar, right? You can write May and then put in the dates. And you can do to-do lists and grocery shopping or a meal plan for the week, and you could put recipe cards into these little pouches, right? How great would that be? Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would also be great for memory keeping as well. So you could make it like a little thankful pouch, and your family can put in whatever they're thankful for, and then you can reflect on it maybe at the end of the week or month or even year. You can file these away. And of course, these are just like our memories and more kit size. So you could just get any of our memories and more and keep replenishing all of the cards in this kit too. So this kit comes with some tear and tape adhesive as well. And then you've got these great little clips that magnetize onto this board. So that's going to hold, you know, your to-do lists or whatever like that as well. So let's look at the sample again now that we know kind of what is included in the kit, and you'll have a better idea of what we're actually looking at here. So you can see here we've got like a little journal, or sorry, not a journal, but like a little decorative tag. Happiness is in the journey. And then you've got a calendar, and then you've got 2 of these little pouches, and they're showcasing like a to-buy to-do list sort of thing. But you can customize this however you want. Personally, I'm going to use this in my crafting area. I've got an idea to put it along with my big boss and my mini boss so that I can magnetize and store my dies that I'm working on at the time. So this is a great decorative way of doing it. Oh, I didn't tell you how much this kit is. It's $34, including the magnet board and everything. So I think that's a great value considering you get all of these embellishments and hardware, and it's just ready to go, ready to assemble. So if this is something that you'd like to do, just let me know, because I think we should do an online class for this. Let's go now to our, since I've got you pointed down, I'll show you the paper pumpkin that just arrived at my place just, what was it, yesterday, the day before or something? I haven't had time to assemble this either. These are like my 2 busiest days of the month, so it was kind of crazy. So we've got Rich Razzleberry Ink Spot. This one is called the Safari Celebration. Let's see here, maybe I can show you that. So this is, we've got, oops, I'm opposite today, forgot. Fantastic, happy birthday, congratulations, amazing, you did it, let's celebrate, yay. You are so, and then you can put amazing, right? And then you've got this little leaf here, a little banner that says yay, isn't that cute? A tiny little cupcake and some speckles. And using these stamps and that ink spot, you can actually create these adorable little cards here. So this one is, oh, where's the glare coming from? There we go. So there's a little chimp with a hula hoop saying, "You did it, let's celebrate." There's an antelope with "Yay" banner between his horns, his antlers, I guess. And then you've got this fun little roller skating elephant. Isn't he awesome? And this kind of coordinates with one of our sweets that we're using tonight. So kind of some of the leaves make you feel like it's the same sort of thing. So again, this is Paper Pumpkin. This is our monthly subscription service. So you can choose to sign up for this, and they give you a little preview every month. Do you guys want to see the preview for next month? I bet you do. Okay, it's called Beyond the Horizon, and it's all kind of the same look, the watercolored look, as our New Horizons Designer Series paper. And this, you can sign up before the 10th of March. And so if you're interested in this little sneak peek, it's definitely a good idea to sign up before the 10th of March so that you can receive your kit. This is a kit that, in my opinion, you should not miss. I don't know what's in it, other than the fact that it is their anniversary kit. So they're celebrating 9 years of Paper Pumpkin. And that anniversary kit, they always include a bonus stamp set. So they will include, the supplies, the stamp set, and the ink spot. And then in addition to that, you will actually receive an additional stamp set of something that they've designed that would coordinate. So this is a really good kit to get. If you're not like a kit person, I would say this would be, one to wet your whistle maybe, because it's such great value. And let's talk about the value a little bit because it's changing a little bit. So let me just show you this slide here. Okay, so we've got a price change happening as of March 1st. So right now you can see on the left hand side here that's got the bit of yellow on there. That's our current pricing until the end of February. As of March 1st, we moved to a new pricing structure. It's just a little bit of an increase. So if you choose the month-to-month subscription, it's $30 per month, pay as you go. And what that means is that the order is kind of floating on its own, and it is not really applied to any order specifically. It's kind of just counting on its own sort of thing. And then beyond that, it is good value in terms of the shipping cost because it includes the shipping. Now, as a club member or as one of my Stampin' Up! Customers in anywhere in Canada, what I would recommend for you to do is actually get a prepaid subscription plan. So you can see down there, until the end of February, 1 month is $28. And I mentioned already that you get free cards from me, free club cards from me, with a minimum $35 order. So that means add on $7 of merchandise to that, and you're receiving a kit from Stampin' Up! And whatever bonus product that you ordered to take it up over $35. And then you also receive your club cards from me too, so even more projects. Now, until the end of February, we also have Sale-A-Bration, which is our biggest special of the year, and that gives you free product with every $60 order increment. So again, these prepaid subscription plans are fantastic because they count towards all promotions. They count towards Sale-A-Bration, they count towards club, getting your club cards for free. They count towards club members' host rewards that they accumulate over the 6 months of club. So this is a win-win-win in my books. So the 3-month subscription there you can see is $82.50. That's going to go up to $90. So the other ones are $30 and then going to be $32.50. The 1 month is $28 till the end of February, and then it's going to go up to $30.50. But the 3-month, of course, is over that $60 threshold for Sale-A-Bration, so that's going to give you a free Sale-A-Bration item too. A 6-month is going to be $158 until the end of this month, and after that it's going to be $171, and that's going to give you 2 Sale-A-Bration items of your choice. And the 12-month subscription is our best deal. Already it's discounted, so you're getting 1 month of kits for free. So buy 11, get one free. That one's $300. It's going up to $325. But at the $300 level during February, you also get to choose 5 Sale-A-Bration freebies. So it's an incredible deal. And then you get a crafting gift delivered to your doorstep every month. Now, I do want to address the fact that, some people might not have like the same taste as Stampin' Up's diverse designs, and they definitely move around. So like this month is really playful with the chimp and the antelope and the elephant. Next month is going to be really sophisticated and very art forward. So they are using many, many different styles, and it kind of covers everything. So if you see the preview and it's not to your taste, you definitely can skip that month. You can just modify it before the 10th of the month and then just press skip, and then you'll automatically receive the next month's kit. You can skip indefinitely, so you could make that 12-month subscription last for 3 years, I mean, if you really wanted to. So just keep that in mind. Stampin' Up! Also has a money back guarantee, and so it's a wonderful backup. Because I don't know, even if you think you might like the kit, I always say just order it. If you're not completely satisfied, just phone Stampin' Up! And they'll take care of it for you. So I love that Stampin' Up! Really cares what we think about the kits that we receive and really want us to value and appreciate the designs. And if we don't do that, if it's not to our taste or whatever, if we're not happy, then you can just phone Stampin' Up! And they'll make it right. So that's a pretty great backup. So if you ever have any hesitations about Paper Pumpkin, or if you're curious about it, honestly, I say just bite the bullet and go for it. A little 3-month subscription or a 6-month subscription, you can kind of pause or skip months as you see fit. You're going to save some money right now. You're going to get Sale-A-Bration benefits, and if you're a club member over that 6-month period, you are also going to earn at least 10% host rewards on your purchases, including those prepaid subscriptions. So win, win, win in my books. I've got loads of subscriptions. I love these kits. And you know what? I've got to say that even if the kit isn't personally my taste, I love putting it together. I figure it's a very low cost way of expanding my style and my range. And I can always think of 2 to 3 people whose style it is anyways. So whether it be kids or maybe the style is a little bit more traditional than my style. Well, I use it maybe for someone in an older generation, one of my aunties, uncles, maybe my grandma or something like that, right? So I think there's always a market for it. You just have to kind of think outside the box. And it's wonderful to give cards that are always of your style, but I think even better is to match the style of the person who's receiving the card. So that's just my way of thinking of things. So anyways, blah, blah, blah. Paper Pumpkin is one of my favorites. It's just like a gift delivered to me every month. And it's like a demonstrator in a box, right? They've already done the designing for me. Okay, let's talk about now another amazing opportunity for my customers to sign up as demonstrators. So this is the Demonstrator Starter Kit. Right now, until the end of February, you can receive 2 free stamp sets when you join Stampin' Up! So when you purchase the starter kit, it's a $135 purchase, but you get to choose out $165 of whatever you want from any of the online store. So you can even choose off of the clearance rack. You can choose the Big Boss if you want to. It just can't exceed $165. So what you pay is $135 with no shipping and no GST. So that's pretty much I think it's like $25 savings almost there in terms of shipping and GST as well, just in Alberta. So that's a really great deal. Now, in addition to that, Stampin' Up! Is sweetening the deal before the end of February with 2 free stamp sets of your choice. Now, I want to show you this PDF that I've created because it is, it's a little bit blurry. I'll bring it a little bit closer. So I've put together the best stamps to redeem for free during the Sale-A-Bration. So we have all kinds of stamps, and you can't really see them very well here, but I'll give you a little preview. The best value is A Wish for Everything. I'm going to be using this tonight. It's a $53 stamp set. It's huge and gives you all the sayings that you need. So I've gone through and picked out the most expensive stamps. Some of these are bundles, so you might want to get the bundle and save 10%, and that might be a better deal for you. But if it's a stamp set that you just want on its own, or some of these are not bundles, that's definitely a better deal to get them as a part of your starter kit. So if you have questions about being a demonstrator or what that means, it's definitely something to talk to me about. I would love to share with you. I've been a demonstrator, like I said, almost 15 years, so I've never looked back. I love it. It's the best job ever. And you don't have to do it like this. You can do it as a hobby. You can do it with in-person classes. You can just approach your friends and have them order through you as well. So there's many different ways of doing it. This is one way of doing it, and I'm happy to support anybody on my team to reach whatever goals that they want from their business. You can get supplemental income. You can really like start to earn an income, and then of course you're getting a discount on your stamping supplies, so that's always good too. This next promotion that I need to talk about is so important to me. This is called All Together. It's a brand new suite that Stampin' Up! Released, and I feel like it's in conjunction with Black History Month, but it is the most inclusive thing that Stampin' Up! I think has ever released, and to me that really strikes a chord. I think that the more that we can see ourselves and each other in our artwork, the more everyone belongs. So this is something that is really important to me. So this All Together suite, I'll show you here, has a few different components. Okay, this is a PDF. If you're on my newsletter list, then you will have received this already in your email. So it includes a collection, which you can normally order, except for the fact that these brand new markers that they've released in skin tones that match every person's skin on, I would say, the planet here. You can customize them and match pretty much any skin tone that exists on this beautiful planet. But these ones, unfortunately, have sold out. But I think that's actually an amazing thing, because it's showing Stampin' Up! That there is a demand for this, that this product is important, and that it's valued. So these markers are not going anywhere. They're going to be included in our next annual catalog, but unfortunately, with the global shipping crisis, they have sold out right now. So they're expected to be back in stock maybe in April. If you want to be on my list for knowing when those are available again, please just let me know and I can send you out the information when it's available again. In the meantime, the All Together collection just saves you from entering a bunch of different item codes. The items that are not going to be available in this next catalog are the Here Together stamp set and the Here For You dies. Again, the bundle and save 10% is where the savings is. That's included in this savings, but really you're just paying 10% less for this, full price when you get the collection. So don't worry about missing out on that. That's okay, because you can get this right now. This is available while supplies last until May 2nd. May 3rd is the start of our new annual catalog. So also the All Together 6x6 Designer Series paper, which is all in black and white. That one is only available while supplies last until May 2nd as well. So again, the natural skin tones are available in pairs, but they're not like a light and dark pair. They're kind of different colors in the pair, and I'll show you a little bit more in a second here. Those ones are not available right now. They will be available again in April, and they will be available in the new catalog. So not as urgent right now. What is most urgent is the Here Together stamp set, the Here For You dies, and the All Together Designer Series paper, okay? We're going to be playing with that for our first card here tonight in a couple minutes. I feel like I need to show you a couple more things. Okay, the February special. So this is free with a $120 minimum order. You receive 2 items for free from Stampin' Up! Because it's Sale-A-Bration with every $60 order increment. And you'll also receive 2 items from me too. So you'll receive 12 sheets of Designer Series paper. This is a specialty Designer Series paper that we're going to be using tonight too a little bit. And you'll also get 5 yards of gathered ribbon in a coordinating color, the Rococo Rose that goes with this paper. So if you want to get your hands on that, just let me know, and I'd be happy to let you know how much more you need to order if you've already placed an order this month. Or you can just submit your order online using the host code, and I'd be happy to send these off to you, or you can pick them up as well. Okay, we also need to talk about, this is last call for our amazing product sampler. You can hear me rummaging around. I'm going to open it up and show you what this includes. So this is for our January to June mini catalog, and it includes all of the designer series papers in that mini catalog, as well as Sale-A-Bration papers as a gift from me. You get ribbon and a sample of all of the different embellishments that are conducive to sharing in the January to June catalog too. $55 picked up here in South Edmonton, or $63 mailed anywhere in Canada, and I'll show you what it includes. So I've included this little sheet here, and it has all of the designer series papers from the catalog. And then I've kind of put an X through the items that are not included. I'm just going to flip you up and down again and see if that works to focus it a little bit more. I don't know why it's kind of, what's happening here tonight. Maybe it's my computer, I don't even know. It's kind of blurry on the paper too, but you can see you get all the ribbons except for the twine. You get hexagons, butterflies, dots, and sea glass, the pebbles, the iridescent rhinestones, resin stars, polished dots, all of that. And then I've also included here as a special bonus all of the coordinating colors for each of the designer series papers, including the Sale-A-Bration papers. So in your pack, when you receive it, you will get a pack of embellishments that look kind of like this. And so you're going to get all of the different sizes and colors, one of each at least of everything, but mostly there's like 4 or 5 of many of them. These ones here are the pebbles. They've flipped around backwards just to be difficult. But you got the sea glass there, and you've even got some doilies. Then you have a yard of each of the ribbons, and these range from, fuzzy and soft to beautiful satin shiny. We've got this one here, which is really fun. You can, of course, customize the colors a little bit more because it's white. You can dye it or use your blends. This great red faux linen, the denim, and then these are some beautiful cotton ribbons. And then you get one of each of the designer series papers. So this is, let's see here, Abstract Beauty is what this one's called, I think. Oh no, that's not true. This is called Artfully, no, that's not it. This is Abstract Beauty, I think. And it has such great pieces. These ones come 4 inches by 6 inches. So this is a full sheet that you're getting here, and you're getting one of each of the 12 designs. Lots of fun gold embellishments on those. And then there's Artfully Composed. That's this one here. This one does come 12 inches by 12 inches. We're using this a bit tonight too. And there we go. That's not included in that. And then the back sides of them are all kind of graphic prints. You can see there. So everything is cut down 6 inch by 6 inch except for the 4 inch by 6 inch that come like that. These ones are our flowering fields with all of our gorgeous tulips. And then the back side of this again is just a little bit more like plain. This one is a really cool set. I am actually kind of obsessed with this. We're going to be using it next month. It's called it's called Heart and Home. And it's got these beautiful soft kind of, they look almost like fabrics on the one side. Isn't that pretty? And then on the other side, all of them are like a whitewashed wood. So when it's white, let's all say it together. What does that mean? We can color it to whatever color we want. So you can change these into walnut or maple. You can change them into like a distressed barnwood look. Or you can, of course, leave them just white. And that's beautiful too. Lots of customization there. This one here is a great one to include in a little 6x6 sampler because you get one of each of these. For me, I don't have too many people who are crazy sports people in my life that I make cards for anyways. But this is an awesome set. It's called Hey Sports Fan, and it includes this sheet here which you can kind of cut out and use as little tags or sentiments on your cards too. So you can see there's the baseball, you've got these great little flags, dots, balls and bats, and then the fields. And on the other side, this is great for masculine cards. These ones are really great. It almost feels like even circus-y on the back side here, doesn't it? So lots of versatility there. And again, maybe, you know, you can't think of a million people to send cards like that to, but I bet you can think of a few, right? This one is probably my favorite. This is called New Horizons, and each one of these is just gorgeous. I actually have to flip through all of these. I'll just do it like this. So each one of them is like this beautiful watercolor abstract, and if you like the look of these, again, you'll want to get next month's Paper Pumpkin because it's that same style. Can you believe that someone's just painting beautiful works of art like that? I wish I had that talent, but I'm so grateful for Stampin' Up! For printing pages like this so that I can use them and feel really crafty and create works of art myself. Aren't they pretty? And this one, like, I just feel like you could frame them all, right? There's 12 of those designs in there because this pack comes 6 inch by 6 inch, which means you get 48 sheets in a pack, but it is 6 inch by 6 inch style, so you get 12 different designs. This one here is called Sweet Talk, and this one we used last month for Club for our Valentine's Day cards in January of 2022. 2022 sounds weird, doesn't it? I love these ones. And then the back side of them has so much purple in them. They even have these beautiful kind of like watercolory looks. Then this is a really cool one. This is called Symbols of Fortune, and you can see it's all in grays, whites, and gold. That's such a cool one. This is also 12 by 12 normally. I cut it down to 6 by 6 for the sampler. And then the back side, you get this pop of color. So you get some of these beautiful cranes with that Japanese art style. And beautiful flowers too. So whether it's the front side with that beautiful foil or the back side, this little pack is going to give you a wonderful taste to play with. Now, okay, I'm gonna get close here. Look at this. Mother of Pearl paper. You get one of these sheets here too. So this is a specialty paper. It's almost like it's like glossy cardstock kind of, but it's got this impregnated glitter on inside the paper. So it's completely smooth and glossy on the top, but it's got this reflective quality. So that's really fun. This here is our new Glimmer Paper, which says it's blue and pink in the catalog. And you guys can see it's not so blue. It's pretty like iridescent green or white. And the pink is very pink, but they did publish a notice saying like, hey, don't expect blue. There's a little bit of a color discrepancy between the actual product and the product in the catalog. This here, you guys can see through it a little bit. It's our vellum, new vellum paper. It comes in 3 different patterns. Where's the third one here? 3 different patterns, and it's printed with like newspaper print or a map or this beautiful script, and you get it in both black and white. So I don't know if you'll even be able to see this, but anyways, you get a sheet of each of those to play with too. Now we get to the Sale-A-Bration section. This is our daffodil, what is it called? Daffodil Afternoon. And this comes 12 inches by 12 inches normally, but I've cut it down again 6 by 6 for the paper sampler. If you guys want one of these samplers, be sure to let me know. I have to order the products, and so it takes a little bit to get them in. I have, I think, 1 or 2 left over from the last round, just with the way that the paper worked out. So let me know if you're interested. This one here is a massive set. We played with this last month. We're playing with it again this month. It's our Fantastic Sunshine and Rainbows is what it's called. And it's a great pack of paper with lots of happiness on both sides. Look at that, isn't that great? So again, this one does come 6" by 6". Normally you get 48 sheets in there. And so there's no cutting involved. And this one's 6" by 6" as well. This is simply marvelous. This is probably the most versatile paper in our Sale-A-Bration offering. It comes in the 6 different colors, and on one side you've got this marble, like countertop kind of marble, and then on the other side it's this like psychedelic fun marble. And you know what, I saw Patty Bennett the other day use some blending brushes and turned this one into like a gorgeous night sky with northern lights. It was so beautiful. So this is really versatile. We're also going to use this tonight too. So again, all of that, you get all that paper, all those embellishments, all that ribbon, $55 or $63 shipped anywhere in Canada. So let me know if you'd like one of those, and I'd be happy to get that off to you as soon as I can. Let's put that away here now. If I don't put this back in here, that paper will spread out everywhere, won't it? Okay, let's talk. I think is that all my slides? Yes, yes, yes. Covered that, covered that, covered that. Yes, covered it all. Okay, perfect. So the next thing that I wanted to talk to you about is a little bit of a challenge that I've included in your envelope. So if you received your club cards from me, you will have received a few different things here. So I'll just talk my way through it. So Paper Pumpkin, this is your one-stop box for creativity. This is where you're going to see our current subscription prices. Okay, so the $28 for 1 month, up to the $300 for 12 month. Again, this is only valid until the end of February. So if you want to get a great deal on some future kits, this is the time to do it. And it's Sale-A-Bration too, so you're going to earn free Sale-A-Bration items. Then I also included join Stampin' Up! Because of course, during Sale-A-Bration is a really good time to join. I joined in May. I don't know what was happening in May. I hope I got a good deal, but Sale-A-Bration is always the best deal. So this has a little bit more information about what it means to sign up to be a demonstrator and some of the options that are available for you. But I want to show you, if you have this, will you flip to the last page for me? Because included in here is a picture of yours truly. Hey! So this is a picture of me and some of my team and my uplines team in Orlando in 2018, which feels like a million years ago, but boy, that was a fun trip. So there's so many perks to being a demonstrator. Part of it is the amazing community of crafters that you get to be a part of. So 𝘾𝙧𝙧𝙀's team, which is over 50 demonstrators. And then you get to also be a part of Cloud9 Stampers, which is over a couple hundred stampers as well. So it's a great community. We do so many fun things, swaps and training events and video training every month. And I send out little packets to my downline, so there's lots of perks to being a demonstrator. Of course, you get discounts too on the supplies that you love. So you may or may not have received one of these. I only had a couple of these left, so I kind of tucked them in some people's packages. And these are some of our retired kits, but I wanted to remind you that I have a retired sale happening all the time in Facebook. So even if you don't have an account, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can go to my Stamping with Kelly Facebook page, and under the photo albums, you can see there I have a retired album, and if you go through there, you can browse through pictures of retired items that I'm selling. And I have some of these kits for sale too. So if any of these catch your eye and you want to have an all-inclusive kit, that means it includes the stamps, the ink, the paper, the embellishments, and even a block so that you can stamp these awesome projects. You just let me know, okay? So I can definitely hook you up with that. Okay, let's put that to the side as well, and then we'll start going through our cards. So this first project that everyone received, whether you picked up or if you had your items mailed, is this one here. I'm just going to flip you back because I haven't been seeing your comments. Oh, Bilkis is here. So good to see you. And Sandy, hi. Hi, Deb. Oh, it's so good to see you. And it is Dutch. Okay, good. I knew it was Dutch. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that it's not jerky. I really appreciate you guys being my eyes and ears It's a huge help. It's hard to be a one-person show, right? You're doing all the things and you're checking the tech and you're checking the comment feed and making sure that everything's running smoothly, and sometimes it's hard to be everywhere at once. Okay, so everyone has received something that looks like this. You might have any of the patterns from the New Horizons. I've just cut them into 2-inch strips and then added a little border here. But this is my challenge to you guys, okay? I am going to be giving away a free stamp set. This is called Winter Woods, and it's one of my favorites. If you're the winner and if you already have this, don't you worry, we're going to get you covered with something that you don't have. But you can win this. So what I'm asking for you to do with your little scraps here is to create a bookmark. And I'm telling you, this can be as complicated or as simple as you want. Honestly, post whatever you want. You will receive 2 entries if you create your bookmark and post a picture along with a post that I'm going to do on Facebook. That's probably going to come maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday, okay? So if you've got your bookmark ready to go, just wait till you see the post and I'll make sure to share it to my club members. And then you can enter to win. You receive 2 entries if you post your picture before February 28th. That's a week from today, or a week from yesterday. I don't know what it is. It's a week, approximately. And you'll receive 1 entry if you are posting your picture between February 28th and March 7th. March 7th is going to be the draw for this. So I'm going to give you some ideas here, okay? But I'm not going to give you like too many ideas. I'm going to let your creativity run free, basically. But I've grabbed some supplies. I got a little bit crazy, actually. I grabbed some supplies here from my craft room, and I was thinking, oh, this would be fun, right? Oh, hi, guys. Hi. This one would be fun to kind of showcase this little tag topper. So I did that already, but I want to show you something that's a little bit tricky about it. This has got a 2-inch opening here, and so I could fit this 2-inch wide designer series paper, but I can't fit in this cardstock backing. So all I did was punch off the top there, and I used just like a handheld punch to punch through the hole once I adhered it to the backing. And then to finish this off, I'm just going to, I've already tied my little knot on there, but I'm going to just fussy cut along there to mimic and to match that border. And, oh, I'm going to make that a little bit nicer. There we go. So then that gives you that beautiful look. Now this is a really detailed piece of paper, right? So just even like a little inspirational saying or something like that. Or frankly, you can post a picture of something just like this. That's all you have to do, and you can be entered to win, I promise. So how did I tie this? I'll show you this as well. So when you get your little piece of ribbon here, all I do is I fold it in half, and then I tuck the folded end through the front. Well, it's always easier said than done when you're working kind of so far ahead. Now you've got this loop, and then you're going to put the tails through the loop. This is a really great way of making sure that your tie stays flat and tied forever, and then snip off the ends, right? So this is like a bare bones version, but let's talk about some other things that you can do. So of course you can use any of our punches to punch out the tops of these. Let me show you how this would work. I've got a few of these kicking around here, so I'll just show you on some strips. I hope that your creative juices are flowing. Can you guys see this? I'm going to take this just through one side of the punch, so it's not punching out the other side, just through one side of the punch, making sure it's centered. And then when I pop that out, we've got this beautiful border. So you can do something like that too. This would work with many of our punches, right? Like our tailored tag. And then we've even got these other tag punches. We've got this fishtail punch. We've got, this is like a corner rounding punch, and it even has this little oval in it. So let's showcase what that would look like. I'm going to have so many bits and pieces. I'll have to post all the pictures of the ones that I make, right? Fair is fair, right? I have to make some too. So if you received multiple kits from me too, if you order like say 2 kits from me each month, you can definitely enter on this twice. You guys can see I'm notching this one out, or I guess rounding it, I'm not notching it. And then there's even one that you can do here. This is a really fun one. You guys see that? Do you know what it's going to look like? Isn't that cute? So you can do something like that. And then, once you've got this all designed, then you can go in here. I'm going to have to, I think, flip this over just so that I can kind of eyeball it a little bit better. Hopefully get this perfectly centered. Because this is going to cut out a little oval hole in the middle. Can you see that there? So cute, right? This is a 3-in-1 punch, and it's really, really versatile. So something like that, right? And if you're using this rounder, you can round the outside of it as well. Okay, let's see. What else could we do? So that's just punches. That's changing the shape of it. But now what can we do to actually change the design of it, right? I'm just going to use my Memento ink here. And let's see. I grabbed a whole bunch of stamp sets that would be really cool. And I'll just do like a stamp set parade here. Okay, so you could turn it into like Under the Sea with Whale Done. You could do a saying like, these are the moments we'll look back on with joy. Something like an inspirational saying there. This one I thought would be pretty, painted poppies on a design just like this, or maybe one of the back sides if you wanted to use something like that. You could use flowers. Campology though, you could use the trees and have them coming up from the border. Same thing with this one. It's got some beautiful elements there. Feathers. That one's called Tasteful Touches. Sailing Home. This is one I think I'm going to showcase here. I'm going to grab this smaller sailboat. Do I have blocks? That's an even better question. I do. Okay, so I'm going to just grab, look at this. This is maybe the dirtiest block of all time. It's even got a jewel on there. Are you guys getting inspired? Are you thinking about like, ooh, what am I going to do? Which stamp sets am I going to use from my collection to really take this up a notch? But you could do something like this, right? Where you're just stamping a sailboat and, oh, that was a little bit light, but you guys can see the idea of that, right? Just something like that. I can take some color maybe and add some color to the sail or something. During Sale-A-Bration, I also want to remind you about getting some tools that are really, really useful. And I cleaned up last night. Where did I put them? There they are. So some tools that I find to be really useful, like you can get by without them, but it definitely makes your life better to have these. And there's my wrist. So something like the Simple Chamois. I just opened this one last night. It will never look this clean again. But the Simple Chamois uses just water, and it takes the ink right off the stamps and cleans them very, very nicely. We also have kind of a stepped up version of that, and that's called the Stampin Scrub. This one has 2 sections. Up at the top here, there's like a little raindrop section, and there's a little dried sun section. So all you do is take your Stampin' Mist. Look at how old this is. It won't look like this anymore. You just go like that, and then you take your stamp. I've already cleaned this off, but you take your stamp and scrub it to wash it, and then scrub it to dry it. The wonderful thing about this is it smells good, first of all, but it's a conditioning cleaner. So it's really good to use this. Even if you use this most of the time, I would still use this some of the time to make sure that you are conditioning your stamps to make sure that they're staying supple and soft for longer. Ooh, Mountain Air. This is a really beautiful one. Let's see. What do I think? That's kind of fun. You use it with this one here, right? Stamping the mountains in behind. Wouldn't that be beautiful? This is not a great block to showcase it. the dirtiest block of all time, remember? Okay. The wonderful thing about our clear blocks is that you just keep reusing them, right? This is fun. Add in the mountains in the back, coming out of that mist. Ooh, that looks really cool. That added a lot. You see that? So, okay, maybe I'm giving you some inspiration. Maybe I'm giving you like too much inspiration. Let's use that Stampin' Scrub. I'll show you how it cleans it all off. Scrub, scrub, scrub. It's already wet on that side. And then you scrub, scrub, scrub to dry it. And then you end up with a nice clean stamp. So during Sale-A-Bration, I always like to stock up on my adhesives, fantastic tools like the Take Your Pick tool, or maybe you wanted to get the die brush attachment that goes onto it. This just screws on instead of this piece here. So these are all amazing tools to get when you're going to get something for free, right? Celebrate sunflowers I thought would be fun as well. How about friends are like seashells with all those beautiful sea images? Even something as simple as butterfly brilliance with some beautiful butterflies would really spice it up. Beauty of friendship, nature's beauty. You know, with some of these, it would look gorgeous just to have like a tree coming up from the corner, right? Same thing with grassy grove, or we all need a vacation, right? Timeless tropical, like little palm trees coming up from the corner. Okay, are you guys thinking about how you're going to make your bookmark? You're inspired? So remember to post your design by February 28th on the link that I'm going to give you. Or you can, if you know you're running a little bit late, I would love to see it even before March 7th. Okay? Okay, we're going to get started with like our actual projects now. So not the bonus project. This is the project that was free with picking up your supplies here from my place in South Edmonton. For this card, I would highly recommend grabbing some Stampin' Blends in kind of skin tone colors. And what else will we need? Some adhesives, of course, and a little stamp to fit into this larger of the ovals that I've punched for you. And then, yeah, we're going to create this trifold card. Do you guys want to see what it looks like? So I have two different color options. I'll show you one and then I'll show you the other. So this is one of the color options in the Rococo Rose. I know Rococo Rose is a retired color, but I have it in my retired sale, and it matches our designer series paper that I'm giving out for free this month with a $120 order. So I had to include the Rococo Rose. So here for you is die cut for you. We're going to color this element here. We're going to put on some of our designer series papers and even some little dots here. And then as this opens up, then we'll put on some hearts and a saying. I love this one here from the brand new Here Together suite. Oh, Deb, I will tell you about the difference between Memento and Stays On. Give me just a second here, and then I will tell you about everything. And then over here, we're going to make a little strip. So this piece of paper is actually not made from a 12 by 12 card, or piece of cardstock, I should say. It is made from an 8.5 by 11, and I've trimmed off a little piece here so that it's 5.5 inches, which is our standard, and I've trimmed off 1/4 inch here, so it's 10 3/4 by 5.5. All these dimensions are in the PDFs that I've sent out to my club, or they're available. If you just contact me, I'd be happy to send you out these sheets. So 5.5 inches by 10 3/4, and you score at 3 3/4 and 7 inches, and that gives you this great middle panel here and the ability to see this little border as well. So I thought this was a great way to use some of our designer series paper that's all black and white from this brand new suite. Okay, you might also have this color combination or this image that you're going to be coloring. So there's a saying here, you matter, and then it folds open. This is a Sahara sand is the color for this cardstock backing. Okay, so let's get started here, and then I'll kind of ramble my way through talking about those different kinds of ink for you. First things first, though, I'm going to show you, Stampin' Up! Is brilliant, and they've come out with this color tone chart, and you fill it in yourself. So whether you purchase, you know, the 900 and 1000, which is considered our light, what's it called? It's called light natural tone blends, our light medium, which is 800 and 700, 600 and 500 are our medium. Then there's a medium dark, which is 400 and 300, and 200 and 100 are our darkest ones. You'll see the lighter the color, the larger the number. And that's, I don't know why they did that. I feel like that's a standard thing, but I can't remember exactly. You guys can see I didn't fill in the 500 right now. I wanted to show you how I did this. Now I just have to find 500. Easier said than done, right? 500, there we go. Okay, so what I've done here is I write 500 at the top, I write 500 on the side here. So I start at 1000 and go all the way down to 100. And then all I did was for 1000, I took the 1000 marker and I scribbled all the way across here. And now I'm going to do the same thing for 500. So I've already got the 1000 coming down here. Oh, and sorry, I scribbled all the way across here and all the way down there. Okay, so the true color for all of these is going to be the diagonal. You can see this one's blank, and then these ones here. So to fill this in, I'm just going to take 500, and this is what 500 is going to look like if it was blended with 1000, 900, 800, 700, 600, 500, 400, 300, 200, and 100. And then the same thing, I'm going to go down here. So this is how 500 would look, and it's, you just kind of go all the way down. I think it's better to do it so that you can see, I mean, this is going to be the same as this, right? What I should have done when I was creating this is put the dark on first on this half, and then the light on first for that half. Or sorry, yeah, that's right. And then you'd get the different looks of the two of them. I want to show you here, before we just had bronze and ivory. We had two markers to cover all of the skin tones, and now look at all the color options that we have. So now you can just quickly look at this and see, oh, I'm looking for a skin tone in this range here. This one looks good. I can mix, you know, 300 and 700. Oh, I'm looking for a skin tone in this range, so that you can match all of the loved ones in your life and the people on this planet. I think inclusivity is so important, and this kind of gives me chills actually to have a product like this, first of all, sent out, like released to the public, and then second of all, to have it sell out so quickly, I think is so important. All right, I'm folding this here and burnishing it with my bone folder with a Z shape. And I am in Canada, and we say Z. I think a bone folder is a tool that's maybe looked over. During Sale-A-Bration, just treat yourself. You're going to love it. It makes your cards just fold so much nicer. Okay, let's start working on the back here, and I'll start explaining the difference between StazOn and Memento. So we've got two different kinds of ink that Stampin' Up! Offers. We have alcohol ink, and we've got water-based ink. Water-based ink plays well when you stamp it as, like, say, this isn't stamped, this is designer series paper, but if I were to stamp an image like that that's going to be colored in, I'd want to be using Memento water-based ink, because the alcohol, if I used an alcohol-based ink for the outline, the alcohol of the markers is going to move around the alcohol of the stamped ink. So you want opposites whenever you're doing something like this. So Memento is a water-based ink, and so it works with our alcohol-based Stampin' blends. Now we have an alcohol-based ink that's on a pad, and that's called StazOn. This is the equivalent of like a Sharpie kind of formulation in a pad. So just think of it, you can stamp on wood and metal and glass and all these different things, and it's not going to come off. So you can imagine then that you are going to need a special solution to remove it, and that's why we sell a stays-on cleaner. And that tends to be a little bit harder on our stamps, not on our red rubber so much, but on our photopolymer. It's shown to kind of degrade the photopolymer material over time. This piece here is a strip of Designer Series paper, and I've cut it, and before I cut it I put on some adhesive backing. So you're going to have one side of this that's kind of chewed up because you'll have to kind of work your nail to get that backing off. But don't worry, because this is longer than your strip of paper, so we can destroy one end and have the other end be perfectly nice. But it does take a second to get it off. I don't know why it's so stubborn sometimes. There we go. But then once it's off, it turns your sheet of paper into a sticker, and then the Stampin' Angels start to sing because it's so easy to put it on, and you get that little pop of color and metallic, and then just take your scissors and trim off the excess. You might have excess of both of those. Okay, so stays on ink. When would you want to use stays on ink? Stays on ink is an alcohol-based ink, so you would want to use that whenever you're coloring with a water-based ink. So again, opposites mean that they're going to play nice together because the water of your coloring swoosh, maybe you're using a water painter, maybe you're using our round markers, which I use on another project here tonight. Oh no! What did I do now? I got some ink on this. That's all right. I'll fix it later. Okay, I'll put that on there for now. You can see I'm just creating this little border here. Now I'm going to put on my piece of Designer Series paper. Now, do I want this or this? I think I got to do those fun dots. So stays on when you're using a water-based coloring tool, and Memento, which is water-based, when you're using an alcohol coloring tool. Clear as mud? The ink pads are water-based. Yes, they are. So any of our ink pads like this are water-based. We used to sell craft, what's called craft colors, and those craft inks were a different solution. Those ones were like a pigment-based ink, which kind of sat on top of the paper. We only have one of those left, and that's our Craft Whisper White. And that kind of gives the look of chalkboard. Okay, what am I doing here now? I'm putting all my pieces together, but I'm talking about something completely different, so I hope you're following along with me. I'm going to put this front piece on just to the side with an equal distance top, bottom, and side. And then this little piece of Designer Series paper, I don't have adhesive on the back of that, so you'll just have to put your own adhesive on there. Don't start peeling that apart because it's not going to work for you. And then ta-da, we've got that. And then we've got our base here ready to go for our other embellishments. Okay, I'm going to put this to the side, and I'm going to start coloring a little bit here. What do you think I should do? Should I do the darkest, so 100 maybe, and 300? Let's see if I can find, this is 500. That's somehow ivory got snuck in there, and bronze got stuck in there. That's the old ones. I don't know if those ones are going to continue or not. They haven't announced. Okay, I'm going to do 100 and 300, and maybe I'll do 500 here, and maybe I'll do one light one. Maybe I'll do 900, the second lightest. That seems like a good mix. I hope that helps you. I know it's kind of a lot to think about sometimes, are those different solutions. Okay, I have a tip for you, okay? We're going to be coloring here onto Designer Series paper, and Designer Series paper isn't as thick as our basic white cardstock, and so it can't absorb as much of our solution. So we want to be just a little bit cautious, and that we're not oversaturating the paper, because this paper isn't as thick. What's going to happen is it's just going to move outside the lines. So if you want to have your coloring stay within the lines, Just make sure you're not oversaturating your paper. Color in from the line a little bit, and that's really going to help. You can go back, color a little bit more if you need to. And then I like to use the brush tip to fill it in. With our blends, they blend so beautifully, so you can actually color over top of what you've already colored, and it just makes all those brush strokes disappear. When you're using a water-based marker, you do not have the ability to do this. So it becomes quite difficult and maybe not rewarding to craft. You can see I matted this up already onto my black. We're using a black background, so it doesn't really matter in this case. If that were like another color, I of course would color this before putting this together. Oh, that's so dark, isn't it? It's beautiful. If you want, let's do something cool here too, actually. Let's do a little bit of a blend, and I'll show you. I'm going to use the 300 that I'm about to use on this next arm. I'm going to do the next arm here so you can see the 300. You can also use that color chart. It doesn't have to just be for the natural colors. You can use that to see how all of your pinks are going to blend, or your, different browns, your greens, how you can make all these different colors with your blends. You can just color right over top, and it doesn't damage the marker. You might have to, if you were using, say, like the darkest skin tone and then you went to the lightest skin tone, you went from 100 to 1000, you probably maybe would want to like scribble off on your scrap paper afterwards, just to make sure that the tip is clear. But once the tip color is clear, then you're a-okay. Oh, I love this. Beautiful caramel color. These are for more than just skin tones too, right? Think about how useful these browns are going to be, and even some of these light pink colors are going to be when you're crafting and coloring other things. Okay, so I've got kind of, this one is very, very dark, right? And then we've got one that's a little bit lighter. Let's color over the darker one, and then you guys can see actually what happens. I have a feeling this one's going to lighten it up, but if not, we can always go to an even lighter color. Yeah, we got some lifting happening. These blends are so much fun because you really can customize the color. Ooh, I might even go a little bit lighter than this, just to give it a little bit of relief on the camera here. Let's see here. Let's do 600. Let's do 700. There's 700. So now I'm taking one that's quite a bit lighter, and let's see what happens when I put this over top. Oh yes, this is fun. Now you get a lot of color change happening. So you can see you can keep going back with these blends, and it's almost like it's bleaching it out at this point, right? Very fun. Can you guys see the difference there? Between down here where I didn't color anything and now up here where I've used this lighter tone on top. Yeah, this is great. This is looking really good. So again, you're going to want to make sure you're not oversaturating your paper. That's going to be the trickiest part of this whole experience. I've got a tiny little bit that I'm going to do afterwards. That shows in between these two fingers here. So what did I do already? I did darkest one, 100, and then I was going to do 300, which I already did there, and then I was going to do 500, right? And then I'm going to do one of the lightest ones. So this is now 500 that I'm using here. I'm just going to color right over that little piece of arm that's showing between the fingers. Okay, so if you don't have markers, what can you do, like skin tone colored markers? Well, we do have markers that could replicate skin tones if you don't have these ones quite yet. And those ones, something like a crumb cake, you can definitely use as well. Okay, and then 900 here for this last arm. I'm being pretty cautious around that deep dark color that I'm coloring up too, because I don't want to pick up color from that arm and then move it around onto this other arm. I don't want the colors to bleed and blend. There we go. Perfect. You could even use like a soft pink color, like a petal pink if you had it. And if, you know, worst comes to worst and you don't have something like this yet, you can actually just use the back side of it. It's all black and white paper, so you can just use the back side. Okay, so here we've got this piece going on here. Let's see here. I'm going to do it like that, I think. That's the way I'm going to do it. And then I'm putting on dimensionals. Oh, yes, Memento is definitely easier. Michelle writes, Memento is easier on the stamps and you don't need a special cleaner like you do for Stays On. You are so correct, Michelle. When you stamp with Memento ink and then you look at the stamp right after, it pretty much looks like it's clean right after stamping. It almost looks like you don't even have to clean it. So that's really handy if you're switching around stamps a lot. And yes, you're right. So Stays On is a darker pigment. The pigment that we have of Memento is a tuxedo black, which is almost like a very dark gray. So it's just a little bit different than a true black. So there is a bit of a color difference. I hope that helps. Did I cover everything? Yeah, I think so. Okay. I'm going to show you guys something else. So what I've done here is taken you know, I might do another one because I just feel like that's going to make my markers kind of messy. I'm going to take the clear envelope that your stuff should have come in, but I'm going to grab this other one here and slip down the sides. We did a technique before that was called smack and acetate, and we did it with water-based ink, and I wanted to show you that you can actually do the same technique with alcohol ink. You just have to change, instead of spritzing water on it like you would with the water-based one, you're going to spritz alcohol on it. So what I'm going to start with here, this is just to get this piece here colored, is what I'm actually doing. Distracted now. Thinking about a million ink colors or ink formulations, making sure that I explain myself properly. I love all of our different formulations, and questions like that, Deb, are so important because it helps you to understand and have a more successful crafting experience. I'm glad you asked. I'm going to use a few different colors here. So I'm starting off with just little scribbles, and I'm not going to be able to see the lighter ones, but I'm starting with the lightest ones just so that I can build up the color as I go here without getting my tips kind of dirty with the other colors, because like we said, these can pick up color from the other markers, so you're going to want to be careful. I'm going to put this deepest color in here too. Okay, this is looking really good. So now I've got these scribbles. I'm going to take some rubbing alcohol, and I've just put this into our Stampin' Spritzer. These come in a two-pack for about $2.95. So if you're getting close to your Sale-A-Bration, you want to top it up to $60, these are a great option. They're really, really versatile. You can use it for a whole bunch of different things, but this is one of the techniques that you can do with it. So taking our piece here, then I'm going to just spray it, and I'm not going to close it up this time. I want the colors to kind of stay a little bit more where they started. And take my piece of basic white and just plop it down there. And now I'm going to kind of mush it around. And you can see from the front here how it's going to start turning out. The alcohol, spraying the alcohol means that it's going to move around the alcohol-based ink. So if you're using this technique and using water-based markers, like our Stampin' Write markers, then you're going to want to spritz water instead of alcohol. Can you guys see that there though? So this is really cool. I'm going to just put this to the side for a second, and I'm going to do some stamping in the meantime. So I've got a saying, here for you is what I've got, right? That's the one that's drying. And from our new stamp set, we've got some really awesome sayings. So love changes everything, I promise. Every act of kindness changes the world. We'll get through this together, which really resonates with me, and you matter to me. So I'm going to just switch this up here. I was using you matter to me last night. Tonight I'm going to use something a little bit different. I think, will this one fit on there? Ooh, love changes everything. Let's do that one. So I'm using Memento ink for this, just because it's my favorite go-to ink for all the stamping that I do. It stays on, smells delicious, but again, it needs that special cleaner, and there's no need to do it when you're just stamping on paper and not using any watercoloring or anything like that. Oh, that's not centered. Let's see. Can we do it properly on the back side? Hold your breath. There we go. I like to hold it down a little bit. Yeah, that's perfect. So this is ready to go in this middle panel here. I love a card like this that maximizes your paper dimensions. It makes me so happy to have that work out perfectly. So love changes everything. I'm going to glue that down. Nobody will know that I stamped poorly on the back side there, except for everyone that watches this video, right? Yes, smack and acetate, that's the one. I love that technique. Isn't it so good? It feels naughty. On the back side here of these little hearts that I've cut out, I've got the adhesive sheets, so you can just peel those off. Those are going to be little adhesive sheet stickers. So Deb is asking, do you need alcohol markers with Memento to prevent the black from bleeding? Yes, that is correct. So again, water-based and alcohol-based work well together, because if you used alcohol for the outline and then alcohol markers, the alcohol markers are going to move that outline image, and then it'll end up a big blurry mess. So you definitely want opposite. So water-based with alcohol markers, and alcohol-based if you're doing something like watercoloring or coloring with a water-based marker, which is our Stampin' Write. I'm going to peel this off here. And there's a few of these that are going to stay stuck in there, but I'll pick them off in a minute here. Just remember opposites. The blends work so well with each other because they move around the color, because they're all the same. They're all the alcohol based. That's why you get that beautiful blending, but you wouldn't want that beautiful blending to happen with the outline stamped image that you have, right? Okay, we've got here for you. I'm going to stick that on there. I have a little bit of bleeding that happened here just because I was doing so much blending, but look at this. I'm going to just cover that right up, and nobody will know that that happened either. Ta-da! Here for you. It has to look handmade, right? Otherwise the people wouldn't believe that you made it. The last final step that we're going to do here, you may or may not be able to do. I've got some white little dots to put on here. And I don't know if you can see here on my sample, those dots aren't white anymore. I colored them with my blends. So choosing, a couple of different blend colors. Here I can make more different skin tone references. Or even you could do sandy beaches, right, with these colors. And if you're thinking, oh, I don't know if I can invest in all of those different colors at once, I mean, it's 10 new blends markers at once, don't be overwhelmed by that. Just maybe think of getting the second darkest and the second lightest, right? The medium dark and the medium light, and then you've got a selection that you can use to start off. And you can even put it together with that great chart. Oh, that's going to be too light. I can't do that one. Will this one be too light? Oh, I can see that one. You can do that chart and just fill in part of it, and then as you purchase more of these markers, you can just add to your chart, your color chart. Oops. So take your pick. I can take it off there, and again, you can only do this technique with alcohol-based markers, because again, they are not going to smudge or move. Once the color is applied to those dots, it's just like putting a Sharpie on there. So cute, right? What do you guys think? Pretty adorable, pretty fun and special, and also important, in my opinion, in many people's opinions. Let's talk about where I got these products from as you finish off your card here. Look at this background paper. It's already just destroyed. That's what it's there for, right? If you don't have the grid paper, again, that's another good choice for during Sale-A-Bration. Nothing from Sale-A-Bration for this first card. I should mention the bookmark, our first project, was using our New Horizons suite. So the Designer Series paper and the ribbon combo pack came from there. But let's get to this current project that we're working on. We used from here, oh, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. The Sweet Conversations dies is what I used to get those awesome little hearts. And the hearts were cut out using 3 different dies that comes in this pack. There's a die that has 4 hearts going vertical, 6 hearts going horizontal, and 3 hearts going horizontal. So I got all those cut out hearts for us to use on the inside of the card there. And look at this. I'm ready to roll for next Valentine's Day with all kinds of these fantastic sticker-backed now little borders. Aren't those cute? You get like 2 in 1. I love these dies. We used them last month for our cute little Valentine's Day treat box. So also used on this card, we have the classic matte dots. They come in 4 colors in one package, and it's so versatile. You've got white, and they're kind of hidden up there, but you get 3 sizes of white there. You get vanilla, and you get basic gray and basic black all in one. And then from our annual catalog, we used our double oval punch. This is a punch that is so beneficial because it's got 2 different punches and they layer on top of each other. The oval is such a great shape for fitting many different stamp sayings, and I love putting sayings on with ovals. Here I've had to punch everything out for you first, but what you would do if you own this punch is stamp the paper and then slip the paper into the punch so you can perfectly center the saying within the window and then pop it out. So it works even better when you actually own the punch, but unfortunately I can't send it out. I don't know what you're going to put on there, so I have to give you just the little tag. Now another essential product for me are these adhesive sheets. Number 13 on page 167. These adhesive sheets come 6 inches by 12 inches. You can cut them down to whatever shape that you need, but what I do is I stick them on the back side of the paper. So that's how I got this little strip here. I stuck it onto the back side of the paper, and then I used my paper trimmer to cut little tiny strips. And the same thing with this. So I used a big sheet of the foil paper, stuck the adhesive sheet onto the back of it, then you crank it through your Big Boss so you get the shapes, and then that allows you to have the perfect shaped adhesive behind and turn everything into a sticker. Where it's really beneficial is something finely detailed like this here for you, because that would be a pain in the butt. You can definitely use tools like the fine tip glue pen, which isn't in the catalog but is available. You can find the item number online. You can also use our Tombow liquid glue. That would work well as well. Or even a glue dot or something like that. But this just makes it so much easier. Right? You can just peel off that sticker backing and pop it on, right? All right, on to the next card. Now, I'm going to say this right now. If you're crafting along with me and if I'm moving too quickly, please don't fret. This is a video that's going to be available on YouTube and on my Facebook page forevermore, so you don't have to worry about stressing and thinking that I'm going so fast. Just put whatever you're working on to the side, and then you can come back to it when you have a little bit of time. This next project that we're going to do, I went all out, you guys, this month, and we're doing 2 trifold cards and a shaker card, and kind of like a sort of diorama card for the other one. It's crazy. There was a lot of die cutting, but I had some help with it, but I didn't decrease my workload like I should have. I just ended up doing more. Now, if your little sticker is sticking on here, just peel it off gently. This is a foam adhesive strip. Oh, look at this. This is going to be annoying because it knows I'm live on the internet. So I hope you're not having this problem. Maybe you are. I apologize if you are. So what I'm trying to do is get this off with some adhesive. Just going to kind of warm it up a little bit with my hand. Sometimes that works. You can definitely blow on it as well. Let's see it. Oh, it's not going to play nicely here. Oh, I apologize. I didn't have problems last night, but of course tonight I'm going to have some issues, right? This piece of cardstock is cut in half vertically, and so we've got the same amount of cardstock used, but it's just going to be a different opening for us. This is called a bookbinding opening, and I'll show you what the card looks like. So here we go. We've got a shaker card with some sequins on the inside there, and you can shake it around and move those sequins around. And the bookbinding part is that just that front part opens and this part stays glued down. I have 2 different designs of this with different color schemes. So you might have one, you might have the other one, but super cute any which way you do it. I hope that you're not having the same issues as me with my foam adhesive sheets. We'll figure out a way of doing it. The important thing is that we get this thick dimension to, oh, this is breaking my heart. What is happening here? Oh, okay, we're going to figure out a way to do this. It's all right. Okay, and I need all my little sequins out too. Let's work on step number 1. While I have your attention, we're going to do the most important step, okay? You're going to take whatever you want to be the front side of your designer series paper, and you're going to flip it down, okay? So on the back side of your designer series paper that has this cutout rainbow, you're going to put on some regular adhesive. So something like this, there and there. Then you're going to take your window sheet. This is a clear sheet of acetate, and we're going to layer that on to the front square. So what that has now is like a container so that the sequins don't come through these little arc openings. Now this is the piece here that I've kind of destroyed, so I'm going to put some adhesive on. Maybe just down here at the bottom will be easier. And you might not have to do this. If yours is sticky, then you're in luck. You won't have to do this weird extra step that I'm having to do because my thing got all stuck to my envelope. You're going to just grab your piece of dimensional strip and start working your way along. You want to do it quite close to the cutout opening, and the reason for that is so that the sequins don't get lost. You could definitely put it around the edges, but then when you look at the front of your card, there might be sequins hiding here and here and here. I want those sequins to always be showing, so I'm going to just keep it as close as I can here. Down at this section, I'm just going to take my snips and vertically cut it. And then this is actually thicker than our regular dimensional sheets. So I like to use this just snipped in little pieces in the corners. If I used regular dimensionals for this part, it would kind of bend and warp the paper because the dimensionals up here would be not as thick as this piece of foam that I'm using here. If you were to look behind these ones, it looks so beautiful. This one looks like a hacked up mess, but it's going to look great from the front. Oh, come on. Bit of adhesive there. And I'm just going to snip off that end piece there. And that's going to go into the garbage because it's useless. It's not sticky on one side. There we go. Okay, we're going to put this to the side now. Okay, now you've got your piece. You've got your window sheet. It's on the back side of the card. And it's closing off this front cover, which is going to enclose our shaker card. Let's do some other steps here. Moving the sequins to the side. Try not to get them stuck on everything. Depending on how dry your house is, there might be static electricity clinging everywhere, right? I'm going to glue this sheet onto either our Mango Melody or our Bermuda Bay, depending on what color scheme you're working with here. And then you're going to round up, wrangle all your sequins. So I'm going to use my little cloud since there's so many on there and just dump them into the middle. We want them right in the center so that we can take our layer that's going to close the front of this off and have all of our sequins enclosed within that little window that we made, that little opening that we made. This sometimes can be easier said than done, depending again on your static electricity in your house. Okay, I think I've got all of mine here. Oh no, I'm starting to touch them and they're getting staticky. Oh, here's one more. There we go. Okay, so now, oops, get back there. All right, now we're going to take off all the adhesive backings. Again, this one already got taken off and I messed it up, but we're going to take off all these sticky backings and we're going to flip it over and enclose this so it's perfectly centered. Good, good, good. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Sarah, that your adhesive last night was great. I don't think that too many kits would have that because it seems to me like that was just a fluke of it coming, because there's like a little strip on either side of this and it looks like just one little section here came unstuck before I tucked it in. So I sure hope you didn't have that problem, but if you did, I apologize. I hope you can fix it and salvage it like I did. Okay, let's take our little bits and pieces now and start to put together this great little card. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have a sequin that's harassing me. It's like statically charged and it's going to be on my finger for the rest of the night. And then who knows, it might be in my bra. That's the running joke, right? Is that you never know when these where these papers are going to re-emerge. They have an uncanny way of getting into the darndest places. I'm just layering this up here and going to stick this onto this book binding section. It will nest in there perfectly. And now the next thing that I'm going to do before I stick down that section is, look at this. Is this the same one? Go away, sequin. I'm going to take my baker's twine here and go on the inside to just tie this up. It's so sparkly, yay! Yeah, sequins in your bra, that's right. It is so fancy. Alright, let's tie a bow. And again, this is going through the inside of the card, so it's going to be glued in place in just a second here. Now, if you are like me, I always have to finesse my bows. It never turns out perfect the first time, so don't be, or if it does, then you should buy a lottery ticket because you're clearly very lucky. But you can take the ugliest bow and finesse it and work it into this beautiful bow. It's going to look great. Now I'm going to take some adhesive and I'm only putting it on just this one little section. Can you guys see that there? Now I'm going to glue that down, and then when the card opens up, it's going to just open up like a book. And now that I've got that securely glued down, this bit of ribbon, I can snip off this tail end and make it look so pretty. I might even flip this around a little bit. You can honestly make the ugliest bows look pretty if you just keep working them. And especially with baker's twine like this, it seems to be a little bit more forgiving. Look at how beautiful that bow looks now. Oh, you just can't give up, right? You can't show signs of weakness. I think it, oh, look at this, you guys. Ah! Oh, so funny. Yes, Sandy, let's chat. Send me a chat. I can't do it right now, but we'll chat later. Maybe after my kids are in bed here. I'm going to put some adhesive on. And we can stick that onto the front of the card. And now we're going to put on this cute little cloud. This comes 6" by 6" in our fantastic pack of Designer Series paper, the Sunshine and Rainbows pack. This is the Sale-A-Bration one that you can receive for free with a $60 purchase. And you get so many clouds. You also get these little clouds that are cut off on the sides, right? This is where the edge of the 6" by 6" paper has ended. And don't throw these out. They're so cute. So you might think, oh, it's no good because it's, you know, cut off like that. But then you can actually put it on the inside of your card. You don't have these included. I just wanted to show you that you shouldn't throw things like this out because you can really just embellish your cards even more. Look at that. Isn't that cute? So on the outside of the card, if you're planning on mailing this, be aware of how thick you're making this. Again, this is quite thick dimensional, so I'm going to either pay extra for this card to be mailed or I'll give it in person. So I'm going to just stick that right there. Here we go. And now we're going to do a saying. So I'm going to bring out my fantastic A Wish for Everything stamp set. And this is the one that I would recommend getting for free with a starter kit because it's $53. You get so much. It comes with 2 of these cases. It comes with sayings that are great for the inside and sayings that you can build up. So you've got mothers and then you can put it with like Happy Mother's Day, right? Happy holidays. You can do Happy New Year's, all kinds of things. And this is one of the only stamps from Stampin' Up! That says Hanukkah. So that's an important one as well. When you need it, right? So this is called A Wish for Everything. Again, if you are interested in getting that starter kit special, I highly recommend getting something like this because it's the best deal. It's the best value. So I'm taking that little piece of white paper and I'm stamping a bunch of different sayings or a bunch of different words that I'm chopping up and putting into little strips. So you can do this however you want. Wishing you a happy birthday I put here. And what do you think I should put now? Oh, this one here came from a great little saying. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. So this one is a saying that could go inside the card and I just chopped it up. Just a little reminder, you are loved. Isn't that cute? So I didn't prepare. I should have prepared, but didn't. What I'm going to do here. Wishing you I'm just going to do happy birthday again. Honey,
Is Daddy Bear down here?
he's in the dryer. Yeah. Wishing you a happy birthday is what I'm going to do. I love you, by the way. Oh, good night, sweetheart. I'll be up in a bit. I don't know exactly. Okay, I'm going to use Mango Melody because it's so much fun and I love that little pop of orange there. So wishing you a happy birthday, make sure it's clean. I'm notorious for putting stamps away dirty and I shouldn't do that, but... And now my doggie is down here who is dealing with a little bit of a cough. She's on some heart medication, but I think she needs to be on like some lung medication to clear her lungs out as well. So we're working through that. So if you hear a dog coughing, it's just her underneath the table here. She likes to be under the table, but with this cough, it's so distracting. She's sneaky. She got down through the baby gate when Parker came down. Okay, so I'm just going to snip these and make a little border around them. And happy. What are you guys doing for your sayings? I'd love to see. Take a picture and post it in the chat. Your cat stole your chair. Well, serves you right for getting up, I guess, Michelle. That's hilarious. They seize every opportunity that they can. I'm sure my doggie would steal my chair too if she could get up there, but she's just a little tiny thing, so it would be a bit of a jump for her. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that about your cat, Sandy. It's so tough when our little fur babies need that extra love. And right now, our dog 𝘾𝙧𝙧𝙀𝙀 just keeps going to the vet, and it's like solving a puzzle. It would be so much easier if they could just tell us what they need, right? But instead, we have to be like a sleuth to figure it out. Okay, you guys see what I'm doing here? Cutting out some dimensional borders to create these little custom sizes, and then I can pop that on there. So cute. This is just such a playful way of putting together your sayings, isn't it? Feels modern and fresh and very fun. I can't believe that those sequins were following me around this whole card. I think I am destined to have some in my undergarments at the end of this. Isn't that cute? And then when you open it up, you've got that cute little book binding opening. Again, you don't have these clouds for the inside, but I just wanted to show you. I didn't have enough of those to give to everybody, but it's a great way of using up your scraps. Okay, let's show you where I found all of these products that I'm using. Okay, starting with our Sale-A-Bration, because of course the highlight of this card is our beautiful paper, our designer series paper, and that's from our Sunshine and Rainbows 6" by 6" pack, free with a $60 order. Also used on this card are our Rainbow of Happiness bundle. This comes with a stamp set and also a set of dies, which I'll show you here. Now you guys, we're having shipping problems still, and I hate to say it, it's like a broken record, but I apologize because we are actually sold out right now of these dies. We don't have any more of them, but we will be getting more. They're supposed to be coming the week of February 28th, so don't count on ordering these as part of your Sale-A-Bration order. I don't know when they're going to come in. Stampin' Up doesn't know when they're going to come in. So as soon as they become available in Stampin' Up's warehouse, then we can order them again. If you'd like to be on the list to be notified, I'm monitoring this fairly closely, so just let me know and I can add you to the list. These dies are so cute, and of course they coordinate with all of the arches here, and this little rainbow here is what cut out our little opening there for our shaker card. So as of right now, you can order the stamp set, but if you want to order the stamp set and the dies, let's just wait and order them at 10% off with the bundle and save 10%. So when they become available, I'd be happy to let you know. If you want, though, in the meantime, just select something else for a minimum $60, and then you can choose out this matching paper for free, so that you make sure you get that before it's gone. Again, that Sale-A-Bration is never available for purchase from Stampin' Up. It's only available for a $60 minimum order. You can redeem it for free. On this page here, on page 19, our Cloud Punch is hiding. So again, this goes along with our designer series paper, even in that coordinating pack here, but it's so versatile. It goes with so many different things, and it's a great tool to have, that cute little Cloud Punch. Great for rainbows, and you know, even for like feel better soon, make like a little cloud storm, something like that. From our annual catalog, I wanted to showcase that Wish for Everything. That's on page 14, and that's that huge set. That's the most expensive set in the catalog, so it's a really good deal to get that for free when you sign up to be a demonstrator this month. On page 136, you can get the window sheets, which are 12 inches by 12 inches, and you cut them down, and that's what creates these great little shaker cards. We're going to use window sheets next month too to make a really cool card layout. Also used on this card are our Baker's Twine Essentials Pack. You can see that on page 140. That comes with crumb cake, white, black, gray granite, and vanilla. So that's a really versatile pack. Oh, and if you have this pink version of the card, you'll bust me. This is a retired one here, but it just matched so perfectly I had to use it. I apologize. But you might see it show up as a freebie in the coming months. Who knows? On page 143, this Sequins for Everything bundle is, or not bundle, it's an accessory pack. It comes with 4 different colors. The green one is missing, but out of this pack so far, you can see how much is left. Over 100 shaker cards have been made with this. So you get so many of these little sequins. They're great for making shaker cards, but also a really fun and inexpensive embellishment if you use them glued on with like a fine tip glue pen or something like that. Page 167, I wanted to showcase these strips that went in behind here. These are number 10, what are they called? Foam adhesive strips. And it comes with 10 yards in a pack, so you can make lots of fun shaker cards with that. Okay, Michelle, yep, you're on the list, my dear. You're already on there. And that's to be notified of when the dies become available. Yeah. There's a few of you who are already on there because you've already tried to order them. And I had to break the heartbreaking news to you. Next one, are you guys ready for this? This one's going to come together so easy because I did all the hard work cranking for you already. We've got 2 different layouts, and there's no stamping on this card at all. So the products that I used in addition to what the supplies that I've given you are the Shimmery Crystal Effects. We've got the Stampin' Chalk marker in the white color and our Wink of Stella Platinum Shimmer paintbrush. The card ends up looking like this. Isn't that pretty? Do you guys see how reflective and beautiful, like scales of the fish it looks like? That's that mother of pearl paper. Oh, Lua, you might have to go upstairs, my dear. So we've got this outside die that's cut and then it's nested down, down, down. And then at the very back is our Simply Marvelous paper. And you might have the balmy blue color, or you might have a little bit of a lighter color, the Coastal Cabana. And you might even have a seahorse there too. So we're going to have fun putting this one together. I had to take her to the vet this morning, just first thing. I was so upset. And of course, it always happens on a long weekend that, you know, your pets start having these medical issues, right? And I just thought, oh gosh, can she make it to Tuesday? Just because she's had so many x-rays lately. I just wanted to keep going with the conversation with the vets that I already have, and let's start from scratch with, you know, a new vet, right? So, okay, let's look at our pieces here. We're gonna solve a little puzzle here first. So I am always about maximizing my paper. I'm prepping for 48 project packs, so I have to make sure that I'm not using my paper inefficiently. The most efficient way of using 6-inch by 6-inch paper is to cut it down to 3-inch by 3-inch, which gives you 4 pieces out of one sheet. But you can see here, you think I'm nuts, right? Like, Kelly just totally messed this up. But I promise you, this can fit. If you rotate it, you can see diagonally that opening can be closed with this. So I'm just going to look here. I'm going to put dimensionals top and bottom so that I can adhere this on and have like a little bit of a window showing. Does that make sense? Oh, Ariel would totally love this. Michelle and I are Disney freaks. So yes, Michelle, you've nailed it. I think that's why my daughter liked this one the best too. My daughter's really obsessed with, my daughter's 2. She's really obsessed with mermaids right now. And I think it all stems from Ariel. Okay, so you just have to line it up there. And you're going to see, oh my goodness, it goes over the side there. But look at this. Easy peasy. Snip it off. snip it off, and nobody is the wiser, and you've totally maximized your paper with that beautiful diorama opening. Now, something else we're going to do is layer this front piece on here. For this, I'm going to put the dimensionals on the back side here. So I'm going to put some in the corners. And you can even bust out your mini dimensionals. These are great for down the sides. And you just need a few of them, right? Just so that it's not falling flat. Now I can take off the backing here. If you press down in the middle of the dimensional backing, it kind of lifts up the edges. So if you're having trouble with dimensionals and you're cursing them, just maybe try that. It'll make your life a lot easier. Now with this, you can just put it in a little bit. This lighter blue is cut a bit smaller than the darker blue. And so there you go. Oh, isn't it looking amazing already, just like that? And then now I've got these dimensionals here, so I'm going to add on another layer of dimensionals. We were laughing last night. I hope, maybe you're playing bingo with me, right? Like, bingo, she said dimensional this many times. And what we were laughing about last night is, for goodness sakes, do not play a drinking game of how many dimensionals I put on or how many times I say dimensionals. You'll be dead by the end of a club. So please don't do that. No drinking games making fun of how often I repeat certain words like dimensionals. But there you go. You've got this beautiful dimensionalized grotto. Yes, it is. It's like Batman's grotto, I think. Totally. So now you're going to look at this piece and think like, oh my goodness, Kelly messed this up. And I promise I didn't. This is actually how these dies cut. So in this die pack here, it's called Seed Life Dies. It has a bundle that goes along with it too. You can see on the actual dies themselves, there are little openings here where it doesn't cut. And so that means it stays attached. So you could do a really fun technique with this and have like a larger piece of cardstock, cut this out of the middle, and then maybe put even designer series paper in behind. And you can lift up the different fins and the parts that are cut out and create this really fun like textured look. Now what we're going to do to use these dies a little bit differently is just go and snip those little connector pieces. So this die pack is like a 2-in-1. You can do some really fun techniques with this. So if you've got that little, oh, what did we say this was? Sharon last night said this is a fan-tailed goldfish here. And then we've got this beautiful little seahorse. So whether you've got the fan-tailed goldfish or the seahorse, whichever one you got, you can just snip the attached pieces. You'll find them very easily. And again, this is that beautiful mother of pearl. Take a look at it and feel like how thick and glossy it is. You can color this with Stampin' blends. Anything that's that alcohol based will work on here. What won't work on here is something that's water-based. If it's water-based, you're going to rub your finger and it will rub right off. So just make sure, again, back to those ink formulations or marker formulations, that you're using the right one. I'm poking this bit by bit. I've already run through these with the die brush when I was cutting them out, but you might have just a couple to just disconnect there. So cool, right? I love those. These ones cut out the actual shapes, but these ones will cut out the shape and leave it attached to the piece of paper that it's cutting out of. Is anyone else inspired by the design of those dies? I just think it's one of the coolest things ever. What do you think? Should I attach him to the seaweed? I think that's how seahorses kind of operate, is by kind of latching on to different things. There we go. I'm going to take my mini dimensionals and do what I used to do with the big dimensionals and cut them in half so I can really get some custom shapes here to fit into his cheek and things like that. So now I've got those on there. Stick them on. This card, just like this, I think is really fun. You could put mermaids in there. We've got a mermaid stamp set that you might want to look up if you like the idea of this little grotto. What else could you put in there, right? Shells, things like that. Wouldn't it look fun and cool? But I think that beautiful seahorse and that fan-tailed goldfish in the beautiful mother of pearl paper is just so stunning. We're also doing a card swap that is monochromatic, so I like to showcase sometimes ideas that go along with our card swap. I've lost some embellishments here. I don't know where they are. Good thing I got a whack load more here. I'll probably find those also in my bra. It'll all just be in my bra. I'm using the polished dots. Oh my goodness. My husband is at work right now, so there's no one to join in on this joke later tonight, but I'll maybe have to keep you posted if I do find something in there. These polished dots come in 2 different colors. You can see I've kind of hacked them up. I've used 3 different packs, but you can see there's the light clear color and then there's this light pink color. And you should have 3 of them. So I have 1. Oh, look at, I just found them. Not in my bra. Oh my goodness. I hope you're laughing along with me. Oh, Deb, that totally could be a betta fish, couldn't it? Oh, we've got quite the fish saga happening in our house here. So as a part of our COVID experience and, you know, teaching the kids responsibility and also like just having another activity to do, we've had some fish join our household. So we right now have 2 fish. We started with 3 fish, and I hate to say it, our poor little chum, he didn't make it. He had a rough go. I think he was getting bullied, to be honest. His fins were kind of getting chewed up. And he didn't make it. He died the other day, but ruthlessly, my 2-year-old helped me out with the funeral. She was ruthless. She wasn't as cold-hearted as my 5-year-old, who didn't even join in for the funeral. But my 2-year-old at the funeral, as we were standing over the toilet bowl, she just reaches out and grabs the flush lever and goes, "Bye!" And she just sent it down. So my poor little fish didn't make it, but we have 2 more that we're working with. I put these beautiful little embellishments on there. Can you guys see those? So we've got 3 of those on. And then I'm going to take it up a notch. So this one maybe shows it a little bit better. I'm going to take it up a notch with some white chalk marker. That's what made these white dots. And then over here you can see like some kind of speckles. Those are our platinum shimmer paintbrush called Wink of Stella. And then I also made some additional little bubbles, and those are the ones that aren't as raised, like domes, as the ones that are embellishments. These are made with our Shimmery crystal effects. So let me show you how I put that all together. Let's start with Wink of Stella first. I'm going to do one of my favorite techniques, and that's just take the lid and the brush and just flick, and that kind of makes a splatter look over here. And spreads it out. And I'm even doing it over top of that front layer, just to add just a little bit more dimension. So I'll show you what that looks like. You can't pick it up perfectly on this camera, but you can see it a bit there, right? Those little speckles really does add a lot in person. Now we can go back in here and take our white chalk marker, and we're going to just add in some little dots. And you can make this as bubbly as you want. You can make them bigger. You can make them, you know, a little bit more dispersed, however you want it. And then the final step that you're going to want to do, because this takes a little while to dry, is the Shimmery Crystal Effects. So Shimmery Crystal Effects is kind of like an adhesive, but it's got glitter in it, so it works as an embellishment too. So if you were to stamp, like, there's a really cute stamp in the catalog with a cat looking into a fishbowl. And if you were to stamp that, you could put the shimmery crystal effects over top of the glass fishbowl and have it kind of look shimmery and wet or reflective like glass. So it can look like water or whatever you want. So this is not going into perfect circles here for me today. I don't know why. It's kind of thick. Maybe this isn't one of my older ones. I don't know. And then it just adds even more dimension on there. Oh, I'm not happy with these ones. Take your pick tool to the rescue along with a Kleenex. And I'm just going to scoop up some of it where it kind of trailed out. Here we go. Perfectionist alert. Yes. Guilty as charged. But the person who's receiving the card might not notice. They probably won't notice. Are you kidding me? But I will know it's there. And how can I sleep at night? Joking. All right, can you guys see that now? I've added all those little speckles and it's really taken it up a notch. So this is a really fun way of embellishing many different cards. So shimmery crystal effects, again, is that sparkle wet look. And then Wink of Stella is a paintbrush, which you can use to actually like paint onto your projects too. I use it a lot, like flicking. And then the Stampin' Chalk marker, you can even write on the inside. If you had a dark cardstock base, you can use this to write on the inside of your cards, or it's fantastic to embellish and make it look like a chalkboard. You can do all kinds of techniques with that. Okay, let's talk about where we got the supplies for this. So we use some Sale-A-Bration products here. Yes, then they're not worth the card, right, Dad? Totally. If they're going to criticize my my work, the Simply Marvelous paper. This is the marbled design. Last month we used the like it looked like the countertop marble. This is more like hippie sort of looking version of it. And you can see they've used that on some really fun cards. You can make it look like water in a lot of different ways. So again, free with a $60 purchase, just till the end of the month. And then, from our mini catalog, I used the Mother of Pearl paper, which is so unassuming. It's on page 23 as a part of our Symbols of Fortune suite. But this is really, really versatile. Again, you can color it too if you want to. Just use your Stampin' Blends. It has to be an alcohol base to stick onto that glossy cardstock, but it's beautiful just on its own as well. And then the embellishments that I used to create those little bubbles are number 3 on page 23, the polished dots. Those will come in a soft pink color and a clear color. And we know anything clear or white can be colored. This is such a fun bundle. I have to show you all the bits and pieces that come in this. This is called Seize the Day, and it's got this fabulous stamp set with these great pun sayings on there. And if you take a look at that octopus, I don't know, is my camera freaking out right now? It's making it into like a grid. They're kind of like distressed. It is distinctive. So this is Stampin' Up's proprietary technique of making stamps that have a bit of relief in them. So it has lightness and darkness and shadow all within the same stamp. And so that is shown on all of these beautiful images there. Now the dies to go along with this are a huge winner. That's where we got this outside die that created this bubbly, seaweedy, coral look. And then there are dies that cut out the jellyfish, the 2 little fishes, some bubbles, and you get a whole other sheet here too. Then you get this seaweed here. These are standalone images. They don't cut out stamped images. And then this will cut out the crab, the starfish, and also this octopus too. We determined last night that we thought it was an octopus, not a squid, because the squid has a more pointed head. But if somebody knows more about biology than I do, bring it on. I love being corrected like that and learning. So this is a great bundle. Again, this is bundle and save 10% when you get the 2 of them together. So it's a really good deal to do that because, of course, the dies work so perfectly with all the stamps. Then from our annual catalog, we've got all from page 128. We've got our Wink of Stella And we've got our shimmery crystal effects and our white chalk marker that we used. And on page 160, this is that Seascape bundle. Now let's take a look at the stamp set that goes along with it. That's on page 12, it says. So the stamp set that goes along with it has lots of great sayings in there too, and some kind of like different basic sort of looking stamps. So we've got I'm here for you always, thank you, and just thought you should know how wonderful you are. So these ones actually work really well together because this is thanks from the depths of my heart, wishing you oceans of happiness, and seize the day. So the sayings are quite different in each of them, and you can cover all different occasions if you're getting both of those. Of course, matchy-matchy. I love coordination of products, making it look so cohesive. Now the layering diorama is a set of dies that are kind of standalone, but they work in so many different ways. Michelle, of course, has, oh, it's an octopus, Michelle says. Good, good. Michelle thinks that these look like the perfect dies to make like a fried egg. But this is what has actually created this backdrop here. And so I used the third smallest, and they go up bigger, bigger, bigger from there. These are great because you can see, there's different shapes. So this one here has 3 different shapes that nest perfectly. This one has 2 different shapes. And then there's a third set of shapes, these middle ones, which nest as well. So you can create beautiful diorama style cards. But I also really like these just for something, oh, how did I get these glued down here? I'm stuck down. I also like these just for cutting out a shape that's different than a circle, right? If you wanted to put a little beach scene on a card, you could put it on a circle, that would look really great. But you can paint a beach scene onto something like that and it would just be beautiful. All right, that's it for that one. Are you guys ready for the final card? It's your second trifold of the night. I can see Michelle's putting fried eggs in the comments. You make me hungry. All right, this last card here is definitely got wow factor for me. I hope you like it too. I think it is so much fun. I'm just kind of collecting things for later, but here we go. The last set of supplies you might have in different colors, so you'll know just whatever's left over is what you'll be using for this card here. So you'll get an envelope with a whole bunch of designer series paper pieces, and oh, look at this. I gave myself one of my mistake pieces. So before I even get going here, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. 4 out of 48 kits were cut without the adhesive sheet on the back. Unfortunately, oh, I can't believe it, I cut it. But I cut out, "You are amazing" from this. Can you guys see that? You are amazing. So what I'm going to do is flip this back over. If you are one of those 4 lucky people, please write in the comments. And by lucky, I mean I'm sorry, I made a mistake. But we can fix it. So what you would normally have done with your adhesive sheet is stick it onto the back of the paper first before you do your die cutting. This is all right, we can still get it to work, but now I get to demo for you what our adhesive sheets look like. This is a 3" by 3" section of it. It comes 6" by 12" with a whole bunch of sheets in a pack. So this is going to do you for quite a little while. When you peel back the layers, one of them has like this waxy paper and one of them has this stickiness in it sandwiched onto that one, okay? So what I'm going to do is peel off that backing piece, and I can start putting it down here. I kind of just want to cover most of the words, right? And then, oh, stay down there, little sweetheart. There you go. So now I can peel off that waxy part, and that just goes away. And now this is ready to go. And when I peel off this backing here, I'm going to have adhesive stuck onto the back side of my letter. So not a big deal to do it like this, but a better way to do it would be to grab your rectangle that's not cut, right? It's going to look something like this. And you just take that square, stick it onto the back side, flip it over and then put your words on, then crank it through your Big Boss, and that's going to give you the die cut stickers that most of you guys have when you received your kits. Okay, so now that I've addressed that, we can move beyond and let's start creating this card. I'll show you what it looks like here. So this is 12-inch paper that's cut down 5.5 inches, and it's scored at 4 and 8 inches to make 3 equal panels. This is different than our trifold offset card. So this is what our final finished card is going to look like. So as we take a look here, we've got a nice front panel with lots of like fun imagery. It's, you know, some of it is kind of avant-garde looking. We've got a diagonal piece of black on there, and we've got this beautiful leaf. And then as you open it up, you've got either thanks or you are amazing. And this really has wow factor because we've got the Designer Series paper cut out with a black border around it, and so that the design of the Designer Series paper actually goes and continues on through this cutout thanks. And then for this section here, we can, you know, do some stamping. This is what my other one looks like here. I'll show you that one too. You are amazing. And you can put a little saying on there, but for me, I'm actually going to leave it blank because this leaf takes up quite a bit of room. I'll show you how to do all the different steps here. But let's start by, first of all, creasing our cardstock. So again, we're going to create that Z fold. And we want it to open up just like that. Okay, let's build from the back side up. Taking our white piece of paper, if you want to take it up a notch, some of the matching colors are Pear Pizzazz, and that's the one that I'm going to use actually. I'm using along with a leaf from the coordinating stamp set. You guys, I'm so excited about this stamp set. I'm planning a class around it, featuring some actually like a retired kit that I got at a really good deal, so I can pass along the savings to you guys. But this beautiful stamp set has a great pack of dies that goes along with it too, and that's where these dies have come from. There's one missing in here. I don't know where it went. Somewhere in this drawer. But I'm going to use this leaf here, and I'm going to show you how to take it up a notch. So right now you might be grabbing some sayings, you might be grabbing a leaf stamp to do something like this along with me. And I'm going to stamp using the Pear Pizzazz. I tried using the Evening Evergreen for my first card, but it turned out too dark for my taste. This, I think, is going to be much brighter and more festive. Yes, that's exactly the look that I'm going for. But I want to take it up a notch even more. So let's show you the difference between the two of these. This one here, you can see, is just how it was stamped. This one here, I've actually gone in and added a little bit more dimension. And this is using a water painter. So these come in a pack of 3. You fill the reservoir with water, and then you can paint by kind of squeezing this. I don't know where the one is that I used last night. Why is this one orange? I don't know. All you do to clean it is just keep squeezing the water out until it goes clear, and then you're ready to start painting. Oh, I'm out of water in this one. I used one last night. Maybe I put it in here. I love it when I play hide and seek with myself. Okay, here we go. I got it. There we go. This one's ready to roll. So with our old ink pads, like this one here, you can see from the frayed edges, this is one of our really old ones, you could actually take your ink pad and squish it like this, and that would make some of the ink transfer there. Some of our new ones, so like for example our Evening Evergreen, it fits so tightly that when you squeeze it, it doesn't happen like that. So all you would do for this is just grab one of your blocks, preferably without a stamp on it, but whatever, this is the one that I have. And you just stamp a little bit onto there, and then from there you can pick up and paint with your color. So like I said, I don't have to do that because my ink pad has a little, with the old design, I can just use this here. So since it's already dirty, I can just use that lickety split. And I'm trying not to use too much water so that I can get that more intense color, and I'm just painting along here. I'm going fast. Maybe it works better fast. And it just adds so much more dimension. And it's also fun. I love using these water painters. They add so much extra depth. You can do so many different techniques with them too. If you guys want to see certain techniques, I love hearing feedback and getting inspiration on projects for you for the future. So please reach out to me if you want to see something or you're curious about something. Please let me know. I'd be happy to incorporate that in a future video, whether it be for club, maybe a bonus card that I'm showing from a swap or something like that. I'm happy to show you all different kinds of things. Isn't that cool? It just takes it up a notch. And now, close that ink pad up so I don't booby trap myself. I'm going to adhere that onto this back piece here. So again, using my Stampin' Seal, check your Stampin' Seal supply. If you need more, Sale-A-Bration is the time to do it. There we go. So that goes on the back side. Now let's move to this middle panel here. And this is my kind of jerry-rigged version of it. Remember that? I'm going to start by grabbing my black outlines. And again, I'm working with You Are Amazing. You might have thanks. And I'm going to peel this little section off. I'm going to burnish this actually. So burnishing just means like rubbing and pressing. There we go. Just to make sure that that adhesive is really stuck on there. Now I can peel off the U part and stick it onto this. So like I said, I had some help die cutting this month, which was amazing, but I just went more crazy with my die cutting. Like there's up to nine die cut pieces on this card, which is kind of crazy when you think about times 48, right? Okay, so we got you done. I was laughing at myself last night because I gave myself the thanks to do last night, and that's a lot easier than doing 3 parts, but here we go. I set myself up for success for tonight, giving myself 3 times as much work to align, right? But that maybe gives you more time to craft along with me at home. I love seeing all of your comments coming through. I just can feel you guys crafting along with me, and that brings me so much joy. I sure miss seeing you in person, but this is pretty great because I know there are many of you joining me live, but there are probably many more of you, and especially over the next coming weeks and months, who will join me virtually on the replay. That's pretty amazing that we can meet together here from all over the world. Oh, you guys, this is a nightmare. Yours is going to be a gazillion times easier unless you are one of the 4. I'm one. I'm with you with this sticky. But most of you are just peeling off a little backing piece and easy peasy just sticking it onto your card. Oh, Deb, you're so sweet. Thank you. Next month I have some fun and different techniques planned for you, so I hope you're excited about March Club too. I was joking last night about saying that I really miss those days in February. Like February is such a short month, it always catches me off guard. It sneaks up on me. It's just a couple of days shorter, or a few days shorter, but I sure miss those days. I don't know why it goes so fast. Okay, now I've got this piece here, and this is going to get glued onto the back of the card there. Did I give you some time to catch up, everybody? I hope so. Just before I peel off the sticky backing, I'm going to put some Stampin' Seal on there at the top and the bottom, and then I'm going to use this adhesive on there too. Works perfectly. Works perfectly to, the number one priority was getting those words to have sticker backing, right? But this is pretty great too. And now we can go in afterwards. You could use your fine tip glue pen. I'm going to do this quick and easy with some glue dots. So just kind of maybe 3 along the amazing or something like that. Now the dog is snoring. My little dog Kahlua, she's so sweet. She definitely is the loudest snorer in our house though. Oh, isn't this fun? I love this technique because it just highlights this designer's series paper, which is so spectacular. You can see that bird of paradise flower just continuing through the text of that amazing. I think it really pops it out. So nobody who's watching tonight has one of the four. You guys haven't said. You're not moaning and groaning. I wonder who's got it. Should do like a little prize or something. All right, now I've got the R. I'm just putting 2 little glue dots on there. You could put dimensionals on if you wanted to. If I'm making a trifold card, typically I don't puff up the inside very much, just because I like it to fold nice and flat when it goes into the envelope. This card here is a little bit smaller than our standard size card, so I'll show you here. It's just a little bit more narrow, but that's due to the fact that this is 12-inch by 12-inch paper, and to get it scored into 3 nicely, you've got 4 inches instead of 4 1/4. That might mean, though, that you can play a little bit more with this front panel. You could even make that leaf hang over the edge a little bit if you wanted to. So play around with that if you are so inspired. Okay, back side here. I love this designer series paper. It's like a tropical vacation, but very modern, very design centric. Okay, I've got my embellishments here that I'm about to lose. Don't lose them. And then I've got a circle that's in vellum. I've got a leaf. It could be any of the leaf shapes here. I've got 3 different leaf shapes. And that's going to sticker backing. Then you've got either a small or a large rectangle, and you'll have either a small or large circle to go along with your small or large rectangle. If you've got a larger rectangle, you've got a bigger leaf. If you've got a smaller rectangle, you have a smaller leaf to go along with it. I'm going to put dimensionals on the back side here. Yes, stunning designer series paper, isn't it, Michelle? So if you guys are interested in this suite, just stay tuned over the next few days here. I'm just working on a bit of pricing that I'm figuring out. And then I can announce my class that's going to come up. It's going to be an online class, so available anywhere in Canada, and the replay will be available for everywhere, so forever. So it doesn't matter what the date is necessarily. Okay, I'm just going to put this black strip kind of avant-garde coming out the side. With this one here, with a smaller rectangle, I kind of had it showing on the top and the bottom, and this one I'm just going to have it kind of coming out the top left. But I hope that you get really designy with this, and I'd love to see your card when you're all finished. This is designer series, this is vellum paper. It has a pattern on there, and I haven't noticed seeing the adhesive through. So typically I don't say to use something like a Stampin' Seal on this, just because you'll see the adhesive. We're putting a leaf on top, so I'm not concerned about that so much. Put that coming off the side, peel off the backing. This is what most of you guys are doing so easy peasy for your letters, your words, right? Meanwhile, I'm piecing those things together. I had to do it though. Once I noticed it, I was like, oh well, I can't put someone through the torture and not show them how to do it. Ooh, I'm going to put this off the side. That's really fun. Just like that. There might be a little bit of adhesive on there. You can rub that off with your finger, or you can even use an adhesive eraser. So if you have your leaf sticking out over the side, you'll just want to remove the adhesive a little bit. Ooh, that's fun. Now, oh shoot, I forgot. Okay, I forgot. Back it up. I can take this off very easily. If you need ever to take anything off, you can also use your heat tool. That's going to soften the adhesive. But the reason why I wanted to do this is to show you to distress this a little bit, and I'll show you what that looks like. I'm going to use a black marker to just flick some black ink on there. The same thing that I was kind of doing with that Stella, I'm going to do the same thing with this black ink. And I don't normally recommend doing this with our Stampin' Right markers because they're only sold in a set of 10 or 12 or 5. You can't get them individually except for our black Stampin' Right marker, which is sold individually. So use it to your heart's content and get another black Stampin' Right marker, but not now because due to the global shipping crisis, you guys, it's like a broken record. That is supposed to be available in the next couple months here, maybe in a month or so. We can get that back in stock. So if you're interested in that, again, just let me know and I'd be happy to add you to the list. I'm going to take my little piece of twine and tie a bow, which I'm going to stick on with a glue dot, just easy peasy. Again, don't expect your bow to look perfect right as soon as you make it. Finesse it a little bit, pull it back and forth, even out those loops. I'm putting this on with the glue dot, so I'll just stick that right there. Play with your tails and make sure that they're going the way that you want. Trim them down a little bit if you need to. And now the finishing touch for this card are these beautiful embellishments that I almost lost, but they didn't escape me this time. Take your pick tools, so handy with embellishments like this. These are our faux sea glass, and they're really, really cool. Again, they're available in a whole pack, or you can choose to get my sampler pack for $55, and it will give you a strip of all of the different colors, the 3 different colors that it comes in, and all of the different shapes. Fun, right? So you might have all kinds of different designs here. Let me show you those faux sea glass shapes. So you can see here, they give you 3 small shapes that are all different, 4 medium-sized shapes that are all different, and then 3 large shapes that are all different. And they look almost random, but you can see you get them in clear. This is supposed to be Old Olive, but I think it looks a little bit more like Pear Pizzazz to me. And this is supposed to be just Jade. And again, it could pass for a Coastal Cabana too. This one comes with 150 in the pack, so you get lots to play with. Or if you purchase my sampler, you'll get a strip of white, a strip of Old Olive, and a strip of the Just Jade. What do you guys think? Pretty fun, right? I think someone would be wowed with that card, right? It doesn't even have to have a lot going on in the front in terms of the saying. You could add one if you wanted, just right there. And then on the inside it just goes, boom, you are amazing, or thanks. All right, let's go through and talk about where these products came from. No Sale-A-Bration products on this card, but lots of lots of mini catalog items. So on page 32, you can see this artfully composed suite. And that comes with the dies and the stamp set. Now, I wanted to show you the dies because they have a really cool feature. Where did they go? There they are. So you might have noticed there's some either kind of like lines cut in or boxes, cut in. How that's accomplished is with these dies that don't cut anything, they just emboss. Like I guess they impress into the paper, right? So this little piece here, we nested along with the stitched rectangle, and we just ran it through on a piece of basic white, just like that. Pretty fun, right? I like little dies like that to add a little bit extra. So let's go back to this page here. So we've got the Artfully Layered Bundle. Again, bundle and save 10%. If you're thinking of joining that class, I would love to talk to you a little bit more, because we're going to do this bundle as a part of the class and you can save a little bit. So if you're interested in that class, I would love, love, love to know, and then I can send that information. I'm going to send it out to everyone, but I can send it specifically to you if you are interested. So on page 33 still, we've got our gorgeous faux sea glass shapes, our vellum layering designs. That's the see-through paper here with the text on it, or the maps, or the script on it. And then of course our beautiful artfully composed designer series paper, which you can get in 12" by 12" format as a full pack, or if you want to get it as a part of my sampler, just let me know ASAP. On page 40, we have some of the coolest dies, I think. It comes with thanks, you are amazing, and it's got a detailed version and then the outline version. So this is the outline version we did in black, and then this detailed version we cut out of the designer series paper to accomplish that continuous pattern look of this card. This is a part of a bundle with a very different stamp set. It's called Amazing Silhouettes, and it's got these kind of silhouette image, like negative images. And if you're not feeling inspired about this one, but you know you want the Amazing Silhouette, or sorry, the Amazing Thanks dies, take a look on Pinterest, because there's so many cool ideas with making spectrum ink pads or ombre ink pads and putting these stamps onto a card. It's stunning how easy it is to make something look so, so gorgeous. So again, I would recommend getting the bundle for that one. Bundle and save 10%. All right, we've also got, is that the end of it? Yes, that's the end of it from there. From the annual catalog, we used the basic black Stampin' Up marker. Again, not available at the time of this video, but will be available again soon. And that one's available just on its own. On page 140, I used the linen thread. This is just $6.75 for 15 yards of it, and it's so perfect for adding on little details like this to your cards. I think it just elevates it so much. It makes it textural. You can also use it for tags and all kinds of different things. You can disintegrate baker's twine and pull it into pieces and make it even more dainty, or you can leave it as its full strength or even double it up to change the texture of it. So very versatile, very inexpensive. On this page here, what did I use? Oh, the layering circles dies. Mine, you can see how much I'm using them. But they come with these great little scalloped circles that nest behind the other circles too. So it's not just a basic circle die set. This is one that you'll use over and over and over and over again. On page 66, this is our Stitch So Sweetly die up here. It doesn't coordinate with a specific stamp set. It goes with everything. I just love these. They have stitching on the inside of the cutting edge, and then they've got that beautiful scalloped edge. And it comes with these great tags in, they're kind of nested like this, but they're very different shapes, right, if you take a look there. And something like this, the small one here, you could of course put like a little for you or something in there, but you could also have that just coming out from the side of the paper. You can use these in many different ways. And again, has that stitching on there. So this is a great purchase during Sale-A-Bration as well, because you know you're going to use it over and over and over again. On page 167, I'll tell you till I'm blue in the face, you got to get yourself some adhesive sheets. They're just so great. So there you go. There you have it. I want to know, which is your favorite of the cards that we made in this video? So was it the Artfully Composed that we just created? Was it our Seascape? Was it our Rainbows shaker cards? or was it our here for you, or what's the other saying in that one? Here for you. How come I can't think of it? Oh, you matter is the one. So here for you or you matter. Which one's your favorite one? Oh, Michelle, I'm so glad you had fun. Take care, my friend. What do you guys like best? Please leave it in the comments. I love to hear your feedback. I love to hear what inspires you so I can do more of that. I love making you guys happy and teaching you new things, making you feel empowered and inspired to craft on your own. So thanks again for joining me. Oh, can't decide, love them all, says Deborah. Very good, I'm glad. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget to enter to win that free stamp set by posting your bookmark. It can be as simple or as detailed as you want. So please just interact with me. You'll see that post coming up in the next couple days. And oh, Sandy loves the ocean the best. Okay, that's good. Very good. Oh, well, thanks again, you guys. Take care, and I hope to stamp again with you very soon.